Okay. Hello. Hello, everyone. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. You getting ready? Boom, boom, boom. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Boom, boom, boom. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. You know what? Um, like I said, when I get better at being able to post my topic on my StreamYard, I will, I will, I will. But any questions that y'all want to ask me, because now I'm streaming with StreamYard. If you're on YouTube, you're on Twitter, you're on Twitch, whichever one you're on. And if you send me a message, it will pop up so I can respond back to you now. Okay? So I just want everybody to know this is the platform that I have now as far as the live streaming platform. So I want to say this. My topic for today, and I'm going to say it a few times as I go throughout the talk show. Okay? The topic for today: a man or woman. Can a man or woman teach you how to love them? Pay attention to the word. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Can a man or woman teach you how to love them if they don't know how to love themselves? Listen to what I put. Okay? Can a man or woman teach you how to love them if they don't know how to love themselves? I asked this question because so many people get in connections. I wanted to say relationships, right? With people or individuals, and they expect for them, which I would, and I can't blame you at all. They expect for that individual to already know how to love them. But what I learned, a person can't give you what they don't have inside. So this is the topic. You can play around with your mind. You can play around with your heart. How in the world? And y'all wonder why we get in these messy relationships. We're the ones now. And that could be me. That could be that next individual. But when you already know how to love and care, admire, and enjoy yourself, because it's work that you have done within you. And I'm going to say this too. I'm going to say this because I got to talk about Steve. Y'all know I can't talk about nobody else but Steve Copeland, right? I try to set a tone so that people can follow from there. I try to set a tone with my own life experiences where people can follow and take it from there. It's not about, basically what you think, how you feel, where you at in that sense. And I know people like to talk on those levels. And that's okay too. Do not get big on wrong. Now, whenever you hear me say I used to be a rotten, my mother, back it up. I'm back it up just a little bit. My mother taught me how to love, how to be kind, how to be gentle, all of that. My mother was an alcoholic. She was an abusive woman too. To us, it was just the physical beatings, that seemed normal for that time frame. It wasn't until I got clean and I look back at how my mother used to do us, I was like, heck no, that was the abuse. See, I can say it now. But that's the way she was taught, and she gave back to us what she was taught. That's the way she disciplined us. Now, y'all might have been in a family with parents that didn't do stuff like that, which is great, but just didn't know how to love you. It happens. So, when I look back over my life, my mother taught us morals, values, and principles. Basically, what I'm saying, she taught us the difference between right and wrong. It's only two ways to go in life. If you're going to live right or you're going to live wrong. Some people like straddling the fence. They don't know which one they want to choose to live their life. So Barbara Jean taught us morals, values, and principles. She taught us how to love ourselves, how to care for ourselves, and all that stuff. She taught me how to cook. She taught me how to clean. She taught me how to sew. Now listen to everything I'm saying. She taught me these things that I would have inside of me just in case I didn't meet that woman to take care of me. I would be able to take care of Steve Copeland himself. This is what Barbara Jean taught me. The reason why I asked Barbara, the reason why I'm saying that, because I asked Barbara Jean, why did you, to me, at that time, 10 years old, why did you put all those adults' responsibilities on me as a child? And that's when she ranted down about me being, responsible, productive. And be honest with you, I didn't really understand what she was doing. She was just teaching me how to maintain a productive life for myself. And the words I'm using right now is really helping me to understand what she did. I still use those morals, values, and principles to this day, and what my mother taught me. I cook for myself. I clean for myself. I take care of myself very well. I was able to raise my family very well off the morals, values, and principles that Barbara Jean taught me. So when I look back at the quality of my children's lives, and I'm like, oh my God, they're living a well-rounded, productive way of life.
How old were you when you started that?
10 years old.
Okay.
So I already know. I ain't got to guess. I ain't got to think. I already know what's in me when it comes to me being in a relationship.
True.
And my youngest two, they don't really know how to cook and clean, because they know how to clean. Don't get it wrong. They just don't know how to cook.
Well, I was actually taught how to cook. I had a girlfriend of mine that her and I used to be really good friends. We're not anymore. She taught me how to do everything right down from cooking to cleaning and doing my own laundry. I was about, I started when I was like 21. Because my parents, growing up for me, my parents really never showed me how to do anything. So basically, I had friends and some family showing me stuff. But now, now that I'm older, I don't really do a whole lot. So I basically, like, right now, I'm staying with my aunt, helping taking care of her. So she doesn't want me messing with any of her stuff. So I just let her do do my laundry and stuff. So, but I'm not being lazy.
No,
that's just her, because it's her house. She don't want me touching certain things. I get it. So
I commend you, sis. I commend you because if I'm with anybody, I want to have the freedom to be able to do as I please.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like when I go and stay, when I go stay with Chris for about 2 to 3 weeks, whatever month it is, I do my own laundry, but again, I have to be supervised because they don't want me to like mess something up or something. They're brand new. I get it. So I know most people can be a little bit anal or touchy about certain things, but I get it. I do.
I love the word when you said anal or touchy. Mm-hmm.
I tell you what though. I mean, even when Tom, when Tom was alive, I basically did everything. Right down from cooking, cleaning, doing both our laundry, but I had to do it like separately because I don't know. I just something about doing, separating it from mine to his. I mean, but again, again, that's like a touch and go situation. But yeah.
I mean, I had to. I hear you. I'm over messing with some stuff while we talking.
It's fine.
And see, that's why I said if a person do not have these morals, values, principles, these qualities, if they don't have them in them, and I'm trying to see what's that's normally called, but this is the way we show love and affection through how we take care of ourselves.
Yep.
And how we take care of the mates that come into our life. That mate, I don't mean mates with more than one. So I'm going to tell you right now, for me, people can run off at their mouth all they want. I'm going to listen to you. And I can hear you say, oh, I don't mind cooking. I don't mind cleaning. I don't mind this, but I don't mind that. But I ain't going to do that. But I ain't going to do that. No, it's natural. You don't even have to try to divide it. Because number one, if you was taught how to clean, cook, sew, on average, you're going to do it anyway. You're going to keep your house clean to the point where, yes, if it do get a little messy from time to time, it's clean.
Yep.
You just need to straighten it back out. Whatever it is, pick it up. Hang that up.
Though, when I stay, like I said, when I go and stay with him, I don't try to clean the house or anything. I don't ask. I'm just there, and again, it's a touch and go situation because it's different. It's different from what I'm used to.
Right.
Because again, I've been on my own. How many times? 6 times. I have been on my own, and always have come back to, either my parents or my aunt, whatever. But again, it's, I say living on your own is kind of peaceful, but when you're living with other people, no.
Right.
I highly don't recommend that. Don't ever live with friends or whatever. Just have it just between you two, not another couple. Again, I can talk about that, but it just in that situation when Tom and I, moved to Pennsylvania, I don't know what I was thinking. I should have never did what I did, but I guess it's because you want to try something new, but again, trying to live with other people, it doesn't work.
I'm glad that because my family and all of us always lived together, so it always been a big family thing. Gathering, cookouts, cleaning. You just have to keep your area clean. You take a bath or whatever. You make sure you clean out the tub. You don't leave it dirty for somebody else. And you got people that's nasty that'll do stuff like that.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie, because when Tom and I were living with my girlfriend in Pennsylvania, she how do I put, not trying to be like weird or anything, but a little bit nasty with her being in the shower and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She would actually pull her hair out and leave it in the tub. And I'm like, what in the world is this? And I'm because I'm like, I could be really really antsy about stuff like that. So I'm taking napkins and picking it up and flushing it down the toilet, but not throwing it in the trash.
And see, that's horrible, because number one, you don't want people to see your dirt.
Nope.
So when people do stuff like that, say even though you might be clean, but then look at the dirt you left behind.
Yep.
So it really don't make you look right sanitary wise, even
True.
though you clean.
But I've known her ever since we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I just never in my life living in a house with her, I'm thinking to myself, why is she doing this? Is this are you trying to push us out, or are you I just didn't understand it, because every time I turned around, I would find globs of hair in the tub.
Ew.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I asked her, I said, why is your hair falling out?
Yeah.
So
Ew.
she said it came from when she had COVID or something like that. I don't know. Because I did look it up, and it says it does cause your hair to fall out. Well, needless to say, I did have COVID, and now my hair is falling out.
Wow.
But when I see globs of it, I'm throwing it in the trash. I'm not leaving it out to my animals. I don't do that, no.
Ooh.
But yeah. Yep. It is. It's terrible for me, because every time I turn around, I'm always dyeing my hair, but I ain't doing no more of that.
Ooh.
Yep.
That sounds horrible. Now let me ask you from I'm gonna say, basically, we talk about it a lot. If a person don't know how to love you, as far as, because you're giving them what's in you,
Yeah.
And if they don't know how to give it back, do you realize that means they don't know how to love you back? They don't know how to love themselves.
Well, I'm gonna say this, coming from my first, when Kenny was alive, and you gotta remember this too. He was older than me. He was 20 years older than me. At the time, I was 30, and he was 51, going to be 52. And he was recently married. He lost his wife to, I don't know if it was throat cancer, lung cancer. I don't know. I can't remember. But every time I would watch him sit and stuff, and I knew he was really sad because he really he really missed her, and he just couldn't let it go, and he really didn't know how to love me. So basically, with that, I was pretty much in a platonic relationship with him. And I mean, he was a good person. And even where we worked at, he would tell people all the time, I made him feel like he was in his 20s again. And it made me feel really good knowing that that's the kind of spirit I have on people. So, but, and again, even when Tom was alive, again, same thing, platonic. He was married, his wife left him, but he really didn't know how to love. I had to give all my love to him. I mean, it was, again, it was sad that, that he passed away and everything, but again, and I mean, again, it does hurt because I know how it feels, but the whole thing with the person I'm with now is just a totally different situation because of being solvent for so long, and me showing Chris how to love. And basically, he has been learning from me. So, I mean, I do give him some credit. But another thing is, too, I don't like when he gets a nasty attitude and stuff. But, I mean, again, I shrug it off and I just let it be.
Now, let me show you what this topic says. Right? When I ask that question, and it goes back to, if an individual don't know who they are, they don't know themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know their own selves. And I put that because in order for me to love you or to be there for you, I have to have it inside of me in order for me to give it back. I'm only giving back what's there, what's already there. And a lot of people, you got to look at their self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at their insecurities. You got to look at their, I don't want to say pride and ego in a negative way, but what I realized for myself, I'm always trying to fill a gap in people that's not there. And I had to learn little by little that everybody don't deserve your love, your affection, your attention. And in this process, when I had Cab Cut, I mean not Cab Cut, GBG Chat send that over, I said I asked them for 5-step process too. It's like a recovery process for me when I say that. So I asked them to send that as well, you know, which I'll talk about those things. But anyway, it talks about the 5-step process of showing real that blah, blah, the 5-step process of showing no real love, compassion, and warmth. That's from people that don't know how to give it back.
You
One,
know, I had who was it? I had Chris's aunt ask me one when they were taking me home. So, and she asked me, you know, I hope you're not looking to get married or anything to Chris, because I don't see him doing that. And I said, I'm not looking to get married again. Nope. I'm not interested. It you know, twice is enough. I don't mind being with him and for a long time, and I guess I can say until the day one of us go. So, yeah.
and it happens. Look, the first step, it says, and it talks about people that don't know how to display love. They ignore their emotions. They dismiss their feelings, make them feel useless, unuseless, and unimportant. This is how you ignore. They ignore their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
2, they withhold compassion. And it kind of broke it down to let you know, give you some little examples when it says withhold compassion. Show no empathy if they're hard times. Let them carry pain alone. This is how most people feel who don't know how to express love. It's a way of saying bottling up. 3, lack warmth and affection. No kind words, touch, or encouragement. Keep things cold and distance. Then it talks about the 4th steps. It said they take without giving. They're so used to just giving. I mean, taking, which they drain you. They drain you. Expect other effort, time. Wait a minute. Expect effort, time, and loyalty from you, because they really don't have to give. Give little to nothing in return. Then it talks about control and manipulation. Use guilt, blame, and pull and guilt trips. I'm sorry. Keep them walking or on eggshells. I don't want to live like that around anybody where I can't be myself and individually. Love is not tough. Wait a minute, Candy. Love is not tough. It is shown. If it doesn't feel real, it isn't real. Now, that's why I learned over the years, and I'm talking about in my personal, intimate relationships. I'm not just talking about dealing with a neighbor, dealing with like somebody in the housing program, a friend or somewhere along that line. Those aren't the ones I'm truly talking about. I'm talking about that compassion. I mean, that companion. And that's why I said the next woman that I allow in my life, she better already have them qualities in her. I am not trying to build the bear. And that's why when I hear people talk about like trying to mold and shape and Well, if I'm attracted to you, whatever you got on turned me on point blank. I want you to continue dressing like that even when we together, because it's a turn on. All of a sudden, now that I got you, I don't want you to be dressed in a certain way. Be honest with you, deep down inside, when men and women say that, because they think you're gonna, that's their way of you not trying to be attractive for the outside. It's not about you being attractive for the outside. You still being attractive for us.
Well, I don't think you should wear that. I don't think you should do this.
But she was wearing it when you met her. This would attract you to her or him.
Now, well, you don't need to wear that no more. You got me.
You insecure creep.
Well, I'm gonna say something about that.
Yeah, me too.
I have bought, and it's been a while. It's been a while for me since I have bought anything. I have bought 2 dresses off of Amazon that are a little skimpy. But I showed him, and he says to me, I hope you're going to wear that in private. Now, I said in private, I'm wearing it when I'm out with you, not around your parents, just you and I. Because again, when him and I do go out, he has his dad come with us. And I'm actually a little like, I don't know what it is, but I try. How do I say that? I'm trying to word it right. I try to be just real respectful around his father, because again, it's like he's said to me said to me and him, you guys don't ever talk around me. You never. I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm trying to be real respectful with not trying to say something in front of him, because honestly, I'm gonna be real honest, and it's the truth. It's the God honest truth. When I went away with Chris and his father the very first time in our relationship, you're talking about back in 2024, when I went to Florida. Now, I didn't know that Chris had a conversation with his father about doing a little, not trying to get in trouble and say a little something, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
He told his father what we did. And he was in the room with us, and now we had our own room, and he says to his father right in front of me, sorry, he tells his, I'm not lying, he told his father what we did. And I was so embarrassed. My face turned so red that I had to get up and walk into the bathroom, shut the door, and I just yelled, "What the?" I come out and he says, "Are you all right in there?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was, I don't know. And again, I was embarrassed. I really was. But you wouldn't think at my age, being in my 30s and hearing that for the first time, So.
Number one, I know little Steve goes to the college and he stays with his girlfriend. What they do is their business.
Yeah.
I don't ask them all this. I don't ask them all that. The only thing I know, I took him when he was 16 to get balloons. And that was his way of having safe smacks and all that type of stuff. That's all that mattered to me. Now, out of respect, I don't know. I don't know if she ever stayed the night at his mother house and all that type of stuff. I don't know, but normally they don't, from what I understand, because she lives with her sister when she's off campus. But when it comes to them and their private time, I don't go in my head and try to figure out what they do, how they doing it, where they doing it at. I don't do it. That's their life. That's their business. You're a pervert if you do. You're a creep if you do stuff like that.
Well, the thing is out with Chris is that he's got a disability, and so do I. But his disability is different than what I have, and I just think when he did that, I even talked to him about it and privately. I said, it kind of embarrassed me. And I said, I wish you would have never said anything. I understand you talk to your father about everything that you do, but you shouldn't share what is behind what we do behind closed doors.
Door number 3.
Get her. Get her.
I ain't getting her. She's sharing her experience. What I'm going to get her for?
I know. But what about rule number 3?
No, I said door number 3.
Oh,
you don't
yeah,
talk. You don't. I'm just saying, whatever happened behind door number 3, I'll try door number 3.
Yeah.
And I told him straight up, I said, do you think I ran to my father and said what I did? Oh my God, no. My mom and I, we had that talk years ago. And I'll never forget it. Me and her her and I were out one day where we were by ourselves. And this is when I was like 21 years old. And I told her the very first time what I did. And then she said to me, well, that doesn't give you an excuse to just go all around and do what you did. I said, I know that. I definitely do. So, but, again, I understand that, he tells his father everything, but like I said the other day, I told him, I said, what we do behind closed doors needs to stay behind closed doors.
Man, my daughter went, oh my God, I didn't mean that.
I got your back.
Yeah, I'm dropping it. I ain't mean to bring that up. Me and my daughter, I stopped today to look at another car, and we walking around checking out stuff, and the sales guy, I think he was African, somewhere along that line, and he steady flirting with her.
How
Right?
old is your daughter?
That's the 27-year-old.
Oh, okay.
And she's telling me, Dad, he steady saying this. He steady saying, well, come on, she a grown woman. She looking nice. Got on like a sundress. And is hugging her and everything. And I know what he's seeing, he like. And it's okay. But the thing is, she wasn't falling for a lot of the bull crap.
Yeah.
And I would have told her anyway, from the way I hear about how they respect women, you don't want to go there. Real simple. She's a very, very independent woman, right? And the only thing I could think of was this guy trying to mold her and shape her and dominate her life. No, you will not. No, you will not. Because if you really love and care for a person, you respect them for where they at. So anyway, I didn't pay a lot of attention to it, but she kept telling me little things he was trying to say, I guess, to get her attention. And we drove the couple of cars and everything. And I looked at this little van, which I thought was nice for her and the grandbaby. I was looking at a Suburban, but I seen the little van. It was like just a little smaller than the Suburban that I felt like would be sufficient for her, where she can come and get me if I need her to do whatever, for us to run around. That was the whole thing. Well, anyway, one thing I'm gonna say, whatever attracts you to that person, y'all found each other attractive. Why the moment y'all have a committed relationship, get into a commitment, all of a sudden I don't like the way you dress. All of a sudden I don't like the way you carry yourself. All of a sudden I don't like this. But this is what attracts you to me. Now you want to try to mold me, shape me out to be the individual that you want me to be. My thing is, and I went through all of this, get the freak out of my face. Don't you ever, for the way I dress, for the way I wear different hats, for the way I wear bow ties that's colorful, and my socks. I love dressing flashy. And you're going to tell me stop wearing what I wear, and this is what makes me as a human being that feels good about myself inside? You crazy in your freaking head. Try me. And that's what and look, when I'm out and I'm flashy, even my daughters better be flashy. Even my son better be flashy. Because they know when daddy walk out into public like that, daddy don't look like no bum. I don't carry it like that.
Well, I think the reason why too, the reason why Chris doesn't like the way that I dress sometimes is because he thinks, I think he's got it in his head, that he thinks that other guys are staring at him.
I already know that.
And I said to him, and I did, I said, nobody is looking at me. I said, if they looked at me, I would give them a look that you wouldn't think that I would do. But I do. Because, back in the day, for me, I just, when I was in my 20s, I didn't give two craps. But now that I'm older, it's like, I'm not insecure about myself, but I mean, I do have respect for myself, and I do cover up areas that I don't want people to stare at, because again, it is. And he even asked me, he's like, well, what happens if somebody come up behind you, if I was walking with you and holding on to you, and somebody come up behind and grabs your butt, what would you do? I said, you know what? I would turn around and give him a dirty look.
No, Candy. It's not what you do, Candy.
I would definitely turn around and give him a dirty look.
Hold up. If somebody come up and y'all walking together and holding hands, now, I'm not saying it's not about you, but they disrespected him. Y'all are walking together, holding hands. What do the freak I look like coming up there grabbing your butt? Knowing that if y'all hold their hands walking together, it's a romantic thing. And if I touch your butt, and if he don't, that's what I was getting ready to say. Or say, hey man, don't you ever do nothing like that again.
Nah, ain't no talking.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm telling you what. Look. Put your hand. You sit up there and hit somebody, and while you over the prison, she gonna be with that guy.
No.
Okay, come on.
I do. If somebody did that to me if him and I were, walking or whatever, and if somebody did that, I would actually turn around. I don't care. I would probably turn around and smack the hell out of them. Because again, it's,
when I'm out, look, my both of my wives now, keep it. Both of my wives are very, very, very attractive women. Do you think just because we're in a relationship, they're gonna get ugly? Come on.
Yeah.
This is people's biggest problems. But the point is, you trust each other.
You know what? I trusted my wife one time. All right? One time. She put on this dress. Every nook, every curve was hooking right. I took her down to Bella. I took her down there to, down there in Detroit, off the boardwalk. And let it just go. I followed her, but didn't really stay too far behind her, but enough. You know, she got hit on 19 times.
And you counted all 19 times.
No, she told me. I went and finally had a seat. I trusted her.
Let me
But
share
she
this
came back
with
and
you.
she told me.
Let me share this with you. My oldest stepdaughter, I'm sorry, was in Virginia Tech College. Her mother and her father went to see her. Do you think they probably didn't stop on the road somewhere?
I'm probably going to say probably, yeah.
And that's her love. That's who she's with now. When her and I left each other, I realized even though she loved me, she always been in love with him. You think that they didn't stop on the road at a hotel somewhere for each other?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I go back to when Tom and I were together, and some of the stuff that I used to wear in front of him. I mean,
I ain't talking about when. I'm not talking about when. I'm talking about they was together in private. I'm talking about they were together in private. They went on a road trip to take her some stuff up to Virginia Tech from Baltimore City.
Well, I mean, like when Tom and I first went away together and stayed in a hotel. And we really didn't do anything. But again, we were by ourselves and nobody was bothering us or nothing. And I really did. I did enjoy having that.
Well, let me say this, because I need you to be honest with yourself. This the same dude that was married to somebody else and left his wife to come back with my wife. Now, let's be real. Now, see, I ask people stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. Because number one, whether she did or not, I trust that she did the right things. That's the whole point. Because whenever I'm not around her, I got to believe, in order for me to have peace inside my mind, my heart, my spirit, I got to believe that she's doing all the right things. Guess who was the crooked person? Guess who was the no good, rotten son of a sea biscuit? Me. See, I had to own up to me. But rather than me sitting up there wondering where she was at, who she with, what she doing, in order for me to keep peace in my mind, because of the crudball stuff I was doing, I had to believe that she was doing the right things whenever she wasn't around me. See, this is what gets me with people. That's why I said if you don't know yourself, not only that, let me take you to the first one. I remember coming in one night. and I seen a man's coat on the chair. And I knew what was going on, and I turned around and walked back out my house.
Jeez. Well, I'm gonna say this. When Tom was alive, when he was working, he worked at a restaurant over there in Columbia. And he was telling me that these young girls that worked there. Now, mind you, he was in the back doing like dishes and stuff like that. And he'd be standing there, and these young girls touching him, grabbing his butt. And he was telling me this, and I'm like, well, that's going to end right now. So he didn't know I called corporate and reported it. Later on, they fired them.
I was getting ready to say that.
And he says to me, "Why did you do that?" I said, "First of all, no young, I don't care, young or not, 16, 17, 18-year-olds touching you, I don't think so. No." So, I mean, he was mad at me for a little while, but he got over it.
Because you stepped across the line. That was something he's supposed to have nipped in the butt. He's supposed to have did that personally because this is what was happening to him. Yep. So that's called sexual harassment. And if he was the one that's supposed to put that to a stop, that's why in business, I have a housing program. I'm used to dealing with women one-on-one by myself. I said I was going to stop because I don't never want somebody to think just because I have power and authority over them that I would take advantage of that position. I can. That's not a problem. I try to tell people now, women ain't a problem for me to get. Young girls ain't a problem for me to get, to be honest with you, for the things that I do. It's just for me. I have to learn to respect self first, then them. It's all about me respecting me and not stepping across the line. Now, any woman that comes into my life this time, number one, you're going to have to trust me. You're going to have to trust me because I'm going to tell you the stuff that I used to do. You know, as far as I stepped outside of both of my marriages. I want you, because when I'm not around you, I do not need you calling me, where you at? Who you with? Who getting paid? Who doing this? Don't do it. Don't do it. So I need you to trust me the same way when you're not around me. I know men going to flirt with you. I know men going to get, come for you. You're a gorgeous woman.
Well, that's like now with dealing with Chris, since we're not around each other right now. And a lot of, you hear, absences makes the heart grow fonder, which is true because he has been nothing but like lovey-dovey towards me, saying, I love you and I miss you. And I'm like, do you really mean that? And he's like, I do. I'm going to miss you even when I go away. And he always asks me, where are you? Where are you at right now? I said, why are you always asking me this question? I said, I'm with my aunt. Where else am I going? I said, I ain't going nowhere else. I don't have friends. So, and again, I'm like, you got to trust me. I said, we've been together almost 2 years coming up. I said, you got to be able to trust me. I'm not doing anything. I said to him, I don't do the things that I used to do back then. I don't do that stuff now. So.
You cheated when you was married and stuff?
Well, you know what? Before I met Kenny, before I met Tom, back in my 20s, I really, really didn't know how to love somebody.
Well, the
Because
thing, Candy, the thing is, were you a cheater?
no, you know,
If wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute,
it was the
wait a minute,
opposite.
wait a minute. I'm not talking about nobody else.
I'll be right back.
Because,
Phone call.
all right, it's about being honest with yourself.
Mhm.
You was not a cheater. The
No,
only time you can cheat on someone is when you in a committed relationship. What I am saying to you, when I ask you to be my girlfriend, out of all the women out there, I ask you to be my girlfriend means I'm just dedicating myself to you.
yes,
I am not going to keep running around being with this one, that one, this one, that one, this, that one. And that's the goal, is just committing myself to that one individual.
yep,
But I find myself after a while, for whatever reason, and it might be too that I'm beginning to find them unattractive. It's not that I want to to leave the relationship. I want some excitement on the outside for what I probably not getting as much in the inside. So I'll
yeah.
start going the other route. I had to be honest with myself. It's not about nobody else. I'm the one that every time I get into a committed relationship, I had to ask myself, why do you end up cheating, Steve? So people can run off of their mouth. You can say what you want, but when you don't be honest with yourself, and it sounds easy if you're not the type of person that doesn't actually step out, right? Because you can say anything you want out your mouth, but that the opposite never stop being attractive. It doesn't. Just because I'm married and I might see somebody that's much gorgeous, sexier, beautiful. Cause mind you, I'm not gonna just cheat with no anybody. She gotta be banging.
Well, that's like I was saying back in the day, like when I was in my 20s, the guys that I would meet up with or whatever, they, oh, I care about you, blah blah blah. No, they winded up cheating on me, and I could never figure out why. And I even sat down and thought about it for a while. I actually, when I was about 18 years old, I had issues with guys trying with dating, and it's because at the time I had short hair, and guys would always. I used to do what was that? Turn it off. I'm trying to think. Back in the day, I used to do Plenty of Fish, and and again, I had issues back then, all because they weren't attractive to me, all because of my hair, and that's the God honest truth.
That's what you told yourself.
Well, that they would tell me that.
Well,
Oh, I
let
don't
me.
date
That
big
that was
women.
that.
I don't.
Wait a minute, Candy. Please listen. Please listen.
All right.
If a person cheat, it does not have anything to do with you. That's a decision that you make inside of yourself.
Yep. I'm gonna. I actually have to drop off. I have to help my aunt out. I'll try to come back on later.
All right, go ahead. Tell her I said hi.
I will.
All righty. See, these are the conversations, right, that I try to have with people. And that's why I say stuff like, if you don't know who you are, you're going to stay lost in life. I know my topics aren't those that I'm going to let you come up on this platform and justify and rationalize the bull crap. I'm the one. And listen to what I said. When I made the decision, and I said commitment, I didn't say marriage. I said commitment, committed relationship. I'm dedicating myself just to you. Out of all the women in the world that I want to sleep around with, blah, 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 that I have a chance to sleep with, I'm saying I'm going to just commit myself to you. And that's how I felt during those times. I went here after thinking about it for a while. I didn't just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm going to go cheat. Oh, I'm going to go cheat. No, I thought about it for a while. Then I had to go out and find somebody who I can actually cheat with. And 9 times out of 10, for me, whenever I'm in a committed now, and I got you at home. So basically, I want somebody that I can go hang out with on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm home with you Monday through Friday. So I just want somebody I can hang out with that Saturday and enjoy myself the rest of that day with, and then go back home. But see, what y'all have a tendency of doing, you want to put yourself in it.
Well, see, because of why the weather.
No, it's not you. That's your problem. I'm the one that's doing it. And if you are the type of person like me, these are things that we have to talk to ourselves about. I made the decision. You can have the best woo-woo in the world. You can do all the right things. I might be home thinking about, boy, if she do this, she do that, that one probably do it even better. I will convince my own self. And then I'll run. But now everybody don't do it, so I'm on the hunt. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm telling you from this man. I'm on a hunt. It's like I'm on a chase. I might meet this one. This one might not give me what I'm looking for. I might meet that one. That one might not give me what I'm looking for. I might meet the other one, and she might be hitting and holding for the things that I want until we get there. And then I'm like, yes. It might take 2, 3, 4, 5. That don't mean I'm sleeping with 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just trying to find that one special one outside of my household. And 9 times out of 10, to be truthful with y'all, she gonna have a boyfriend. She feeling neglect. She don't want to leave her relationship. How I know? Because it works every time. Already know what I'm doing. See, that's why I said if you don't know yourself, you got to know yourself. You're so busy worried about everybody else and talking about everybody else's story rather than looking at yourself. I know Steve Copeland. So as a result of that, I had to ask myself, Steve, why every time you get married, you step outside your marriage? You can't ask Steve that. I have to find the answer. And if you ask Steve that, then I can tell you why Steve did it. And then you know what you will do? Because that's not you. You'll find a way to say,
well, I would have, should have, could have, would have.
That's your bull crap. Don't do that. You're not me. I know how to be honest with myself.
Well, I should have, could have, would have, I would have died.
You're not me.
Well, I would have said you could have, would have.
Get your butt away from me. Because I did it with her. I did Uda. Because I already did it, been there, did it, done it. You get it? I couldn't say I should have, would have, could have, would have, did it. I already done it. Because you know why? I thought about it. I pondered on it for a while. Listen to the words I'm saying out my mouth. That's your problem. Before I ever turn around and do something against my morals, my values, and my principles, I contemplate on them first. Oh, y'all ain't used to that word? Before I ever. First, I got to think about it. If you want to take it to a deeper level, I got to fantasize about that thing a little bit. Because when I get it, I want it to feel like everything I fantasized about. And better. That's why a lot of y'all don't like Big Unc. Because one thing about Big Unc, and keep it real, family, I don't have no problem talking about Steve. That's why when y'all hear me talk about my 12-step spiritual program, right? Watch what I say. I say it every time. My 12-step spiritual program. Only thing I'm saying is to thy own self be true. I had to learn to be true to me, not y'all. I had to learn to be honest with me. At one point in my life, I was so busy trying to win approval in everybody else's life, right? Trying to win favor in other people's lives, right? And when I ran across that scripture in the Bible where it talks about winning favor in God instead of man, I was like, huh? Because one day it hit me. We are people pleasers. So when it said winning more favor in God first, people will recognize it. I said, okay, now I begin to flip stuff. I begin to flip it. Right now to this day. I try to win the approval of the Holy Spirit. And I'm going to tell you this. When we talk about righteous, when you sitting up here and you talking about living a right, it's right. You can make it sound very intellectual all you want. Either you're going to do evil or you're going to do right. Or you straddling the fence. You got to make a choice. That's why when I say things like a lot of the stuff I used to do, I just don't do no more. I'm only saying I used to love lying, manipulating, cheating, and playing all these games. I don't do that no more today. It don't feel right. So listen to what I just said. It don't feel righteous. Right. So I try my best to live on this narrow road, this road of doing things right. I can do wrong anytime I want, and I'm still Steve Copeland. I can become this nasty, evil, no good, rotten person, and guess what? I'm still Steve Copeland. It's just I'm doing some unhealthy things. Y'all better learn to be honest with your goddamn self. And see, don't take what I'm saying the wrong way, right? As a person that sponsors men and women, as a person that helps women with children, you have to teach people how to learn to love and be truthful with themselves. Stop trying to put people in these fantasy worlds of unbelief. Then you got people going around thinking I'm supposed to be perfect. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that. And a lot of times people don't know the difference between his grace and his mercy. It's to help people understand, guess what? Look at all the stuff that you could have done where you could have lost unalived yourself or lost your life. You get me? But you still here. A lot of y'all might think when I say things out my mouth, right, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to tell you what AI told me. It says sometimes, Mr. Copeland, when you talk and you say things, the reason why you lose people, mainly if they know Bible, because you got to quote a scripture from it for them to relate. That's a goddamn shame. We dealing with grown people that don't truly understand life without somebody else's Bible story. And AI was the one that helped me understand. Mr. Copeland, would you understand about whatever verse, whatever sentence, y'all will go through the whole book?
Well, see, that's what happened with their lives, and their daughter had this many kids, and their son this and that.
You reading people's whole story, till the end, and yours not there. I don't hype people up like that to play with their mental state, their emotional state. I don't do that. Putting people in these little fantasy worlds that's not true with life. You over there head, somebody to knock this wide open, hanging out, and you talking about praise the Lord. Hurting like crazy. Lord, I love you. I'm gonna praise you later. But God darn, this thing hurt right here. Nah, man. Praise the Lord. They had to push all that back up in there. Ouch. Give me some pain medication. To thy own self. Be true. And I'm not trying to be smart with a lot of y'all. Please don't take Big Steve wrong. I gotta be honest with me. If I feel as though I need to be honest with y'all, I don't need to. I gotta lie and manipulate just to be around y'all and all this type of stuff. I don't want to be around you. I don't. And I'm talking about Steve Copeland. Okay? Do what you got to do for you. I'm not trying to sit up here and be in your face and be sitting up there going, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Bull crap, no bull crap. So when y'all hear me talk about, right, I've been married twice. I'm going to talk about both of them. And when I say I'm going to talk about both of my wives, right, is I'm talking about meeting some great women. I'm the one that made the decision. Listen to what I'm saying. I made a conscious decision. I made it, not them. I made the conscious decision to step outside my marriages. So whenever you come back to say, why did you do it? Actually, it got to the point. I'm going to say everything was natural. Might have came to, how can I put it? Got stagnated. So I wanted more excitement.
When you didn't have to step.
You just asked me, right? Yeah, well, I'm telling you. And I ran off.
Oh.
I'm only saying it like that, family, because we really need to listen. Stop trying to fix everything. If you want to get a better understanding of why people do what they do, let that individual tell you why they do what they do. Stay out your head. Listen with your spirit. And let me share this with you, queens. I can only talk about Steve. I am a man. You cannot, if you're not a man, you cannot tell me about me. You might go in your head, try to figure yourself out and thinking you can. No, you cannot. You're not a man. I am not a woman. And I can tell y'all point blank. I got 2 ex-wives, 4 daughters, 2 biological daughters, and 2 granddaughters. And sometimes I can't even, I stop trying to figure what in the world them out. It is what it is, what it is. I don't need you to tell me, well, you need to this, you need to that, because no, I don't. No, I don't. You're not going to drive me crazy. Reason why I'm saying that, family, It was my ex-wife that taught me this. Steve, you don't always have to try to fix me. Just listen. I said, oh my God. Because I'm a fixer. Whatever that was going on in her life, I would try to fix it. The same with that man, woman. I'm the one that has to see my behaviors. You can point them out all you want. You this, you that, you this, you that. I might not be doing nothing you say out your mouth. I was there too. I'm the one that went to counseling to find out why. I was the one who was stepping outside of my marriages. You know what the counselor told me? He said, Mr. Copeland, you was falling weak to your feelings and emotions. I said, God darn. Now, mind y'all, I made the conscious decision to step. I made the conscious decision. He was the one that helped me understand. I felt weak to my feelings and emotions. And once he told me that, I knew the work I needed to do to get my life back in order and stop practicing those unhealthy behaviors in my marriage. But by this time, be honest, it had ended. And see, I can tell my story. You need to tell your story. A lot of y'all like going on other people's platforms where you can justify, rationalize, play around, and to thy own self, you don't try to be true. That's why a lot of y'all be yelling and screaming and over talking each other and all that stuff, because y'all talking about everything else that doesn't matter to you when it comes to the prompt.
But this is what I think. This is how I felt. This is what Roe versus Wade did. This is what Adam and Eve done.
I'm like, what in the world? Over 3 million years ago, see, this what happened on this end, and that's what happened on that end, right? You was living 3 million years ago. How old are you?
25.
Hey, Steve. Steven, hello. How are you, sir?
I heard everything you said.
Okay, I was waiting for you to respond, doggone it.
I'm trying to respond nice.
Ooh. Wow.
Because you know every time you come up, I want to go goofball. Why? Because you know when I see you, I gotta keep my composure. Cause I be look. If you think I'm already, to some people, it's like he going left. No, he not. He being real. But now I want to really. It's like, okay, Steve, act professional. What's up, Miss Lady?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm doing great. I went to go straighten some stuff out, visit some people that I really haven't had a chance to see in a while. Other people with businesses. And my daughter, well, actually she came to get me. I have to get my my ID. I have to get my so I went up to motor vehicles to actually get my ID, my government ID, until I can get my driver's license stuff straight. I got about $3,000 worth of tickets on my truck.
Good Jesus, Steve.
Oh, I didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
See? I didn't do it. See? I don't play that. So I had to take my court papers. I had to take all of this stuff up there to show them where I was at 3 years ago. And this is the proof right here. And why you're throwing it at me. And now since y'all want to do this, now you're kicking back up them feelings for me to sue Baltimore City and the Eastern District Police Department in order for me to get my paperwork straight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is what happened. Um, I put everything in my briefcase that when I was over to prison, the fake charges that this police did, the fake charges that the detective lady did on me to have me off the streets. Even when I came home, by me being on home monitor, I could not go out and straighten a lot of my stuff out. So I'm trying to watch what I say, because between my son, my daughters, somebody had my car. They was going through tolls, and I got tickets on them, and y'all are going to get rid of them.
Oh, okay.
It's just right now I have to sit down with them and straighten it out.
Okay.
And my goal today, if they tried to come back in a certain way, I was going to let them know that I'm going to talk with Fox 45 News, because Mackenzie Frost knew what happened to me. All these other people. So just to let them know, if y'all can't help me, then this is what I'm gonna have to do to get the necessary help that I need.
There you go. Yeah.
So I basically been trying to avoid certain things, but it's time for me to step up. I do not care. Rather, I get my driver's license or not. That's I'm not impressed. I need a government ID.
Yeah.
You know, because if I need a ride somewhere, I'll just call my chauffeur.
Yeah.
Might be the MTA. If I need a ride somewhere, I'll call my chauffeur. It might be Lyft. If I need a ride somewhere, I'll call one of my children.
There you go.
And you know what? You know what that hit me? What hit me and said, that's what Donald Trump and them do. They pay people to drive them around, and we complaining.
Yeah, there you go.
I said, you know what? I was sitting there looking at that. I was like, oh my God. You know, I can catch a train. I can catch a bus. I can catch get a ride. I can catch a lift. Getting around is not a problem.
Yeah.
And then it hit me. This is what Trump and them do. But they have drivers, chauffeurs and stuff. So they paying people to do these things that we doing. Might be at a cheap. Excuse me, we still doing it, but we doing it at a cheaper price. You know, that hit me one day. I'm like, God, I'm still famous and special.
Look, we just doing it, but you're speaking it into existence. You're starting at this level, and God is gonna work you up to the next. So you'll get to that point to where you'll have that. So that's all. I'm
gonna tell you, I done drove the tractor trailer for 35 years. I ain't impressed to drive right now, no time soon.
Don't you know it?
And I was sitting in the back of this Suburban today that I went to look at. And my daughter was driving it and everything, and the salesman was up the front. I was sitting in the back. I was like Obama and them, riding in the back, air blowing. I'm like, I got my chauffeur.
There you go. Look.
Hey. I'm like, the reason, I mean, some people might not understand where I'm at with this, but all of this stuff, like, you know, I used to materialize so much. And I'm not going to say it's not important. Don't get it wrong, because it's always good to be able to have this and have that when you want it, when you need it, right? It's always good. But when I sit back and I look at certain things, I'm like, wow. I'm listening to my daughter complaining about putting $40 in the truck. And I'm looking at the gas prices. I said, you know what? It's not the first time these prices was up to about $5. I said, what used to cost me $50 to fill this truck up, it got to the point I was paying $100.
Yeah.
I said I never complained. The point was I had the money to pay it.
Yeah.
Flew right over her head. So I love big trucks.
I ain't gonna be sitting back. Well, I'm only gonna drive like right down the street and then get out and walk the rest of the way. Let me tell you this. I put $50 in this sucker. I ain't had to do it. She talking about, I'm gonna put $10 in here and then I'm gonna go over to this one over there because it's $4.39 here, but it's $4.19 over there. I said, girl, I jumped out the car right behind her and I told the lady put 50 on it because she already was gonna put 40 on it.
Yeah.
So my thing is, no, when you get in it, just go ahead. Now I know she might not have it like that, but in a sense, if you putting $40-$50 in every few days, fill it up.
There you go.
Fill it up. Then once it go down to a half, fill it back up.
So that way it'll be better for you. Yeah.
Right.
I try not to let my gas tank go past the half a tank.
Right. That's what I was telling her. I mean, if you want to put $10, $5, $20, and then 2 hours later you're doing it again, that's fine. If that's where you at. Look, that's not how daddy rolled.
Now, I might not. I used to put the highest, what is it, 97 in here. I don't do it no more. I used to.
No, you can put you can put regular, and you can get that that engine stuff.
Yeah.
That
because my car only requires 80, the lowest
right.
one. But I always put the higher one because you get a better gas mileage. So.
Well, actually, people don't realize the gas is all the same. It's what they cut it with.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to work for a company that delivered fuel, and you got your high tech, which is just the quality in it of how it might not clog your engine up as much as a cheaper brand. Because they filtrating it. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah, and at certain gas stations you just know not to go to. I know me, I don't play. I get you just don't go to certain ones. But I'm a car girl, so I love cars. So.
Right, and it all most filling stations you go to, keep in mind, it's always about their filtration system.
Yep.
But if you don't know, like people don't know, when you buy bread, white bread, you buying the same bread. Rather you paying 99 cents or rather you paying $3. The difference is the bag. Because I worked at.
I learned it. I learned that. I used to work at a manufacturing place that did oil filters and air filters and cabin air filters, right? When I learned that we stick the same thing, it's just different brand boxes, I said, and how much they charge, just depending on the name, or different things like that. And and then how much they try to charge you for cabin air filters, and it's just better. Like if I go to the dealership, get my oil changes, right? And you know how they try to charge you like $100 or $75 to change your air filter, your cabin air filter, and stuff like that. I was like, no, I'm fine. I go right to little advanced auto parts or wherever it's close by, and I change my cabin filter, air filter, and my air filter myself because I'm not paying you all that money for something that's gonna cost me about $50 for both.
And see, I normally do it myself, but it's sometimes where if I don't feel like it, I'm gonna take it to the spot and let them do it. It all depends on where I'm at, what mood I'm in. But other than that, it all depends on where you at.
Yeah, you're right.
But when your money is, I always learn to live within my budget.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because we put our children through college and everything. We didn't have. They got a certain amount of money towards their college thing. We had to pay the offset. Right? So a lot of people don't understand that. It's putting them in places that you can actually afford. Little Steve wanted to go to Stevenson College. That's where his girlfriend at, which is a D1 college for soccer, right? And little Steve felt as though we couldn't afford it.
And my ex-wife told him, don't you ever do that again. She told him, like, if it's somewhere that he wants to go, the goal is for us to sit down and talk, you know, and it's not about what you can afford. Be honest with you. There are programs out there that will cover it.
Exactly. You just have to know what to go for. And like, that's why I'm trying so hard to get my baby into certain sports, because of the scholarships and how far you can get. And,
Thank you.
you know, just recognizing those things, right? I would have never thought about golf. I would have never thought about soccer. I would have never thought about those things. And, you know, and then I realized how the scholarships, right, are available, and, you know, and then what she can accomplish even after finishing college, and if she's ever becomes a major league, you know, golfer or whatever, right? I was like, oh my God, this is how much they win? You know, first, second, or third? Like, what?
Let me share this with you. Everything you saying, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to go with it. It was white people that told us where to get that money from. It wasn't black people.
Don't you know it? Yes, look. Yeah, look. And I learned from just, you know, where, I mean, I that's why I'm just like, you know, I have to say, Lord, I thank you. I thank you for allowing me to go through everything I went through, because I've learned so much in the process of going what I went through, right? Because I would have never thought about golf that way. I would have never thought about soccer that way, or different things, you know, just having access to playing the violin and different instruments, how you get scholarships off of those things, right? Mm-hmm. So now my goal is to, as her mother, and, you know, making sure that her father is involved, and we allow her to participate in so many different things, to allow her to find what she loves, and when she loves it, to keep, you know, her in it and invest as much as I possibly can into it, so that she will be successful and she will have the best opportunity possible. Because my goal is to make her live a way better life than I have lived. Yeah.
And I was listening to I be listening to a lot of people. And I was telling, and I'm gonna say your name, bro. Hood. Jedi. I do not get in this revolutionary bull jump. I do not. I understand that people want to try to create an all black, I'm gonna say university. Well, an all black universe. Y'all can create that bull junk all you want. Do I care to be around all black people like that? Hell to the no.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be smart, because I know we're one of the ones that tend to cut our own freaking necks. So my thing is, I need transitioning. I need challenges. The freak I want to be around people for. We need to move to a certain island. Well, you go back to Africa. I ain't going. I never came from it. But look. I'm only saying that to be sarcastic and stuff like that, family. But once Little Steve got into soccer, they built the whole soccer team around Little Steve. I never knew my wife didn't have to pay. And guess what?
All they have to do, allow them to flourish, allow them to learn. Like, even now, I'm recognizing that they have a little kids basketball little team at the gym that's associated where I live at now. But I don't see any little girls, so I'm like, something gotta happen. And she wants to learn basketball. So I'm just like, okay, I have to find something, you know.
Now let me share this while you said that. Chef Rodell Hall he's a basketball coach. He worked with the girls. Forest Park, matter of fact. Now, that's why I said that I be trying to tell people Baltimore is doing better than what people try to put out there. Right? You just got to know who's who. So when I talk about
once you do that, and it's just, you got to be willing to make the connections and take the time to find out. Like, sit back and listen. Go sit in environments you wouldn't normally go into. Dress up, go sit somewhere and listen and talk.
I told my daughter today, I said, you know what, this year, out of all this stuff I do, people can call me, need help here, help there, and I said, I'm on it. But when it comes to my own damn self, it seemed like I don't know jack nothing. And I said what I'm gonna do. I said I'm a do. I meant to remember it so I can ask AI why do people like myself think like that. Now, mind you, I'm riding with my daughter, and I'm visiting a lot of the places that I would normally go if I was personally driving.
Yeah.
I went to see Janet Grant. She does No Struggles, No Success. I went to see Janet Grant. Nobody was there. They say they renovating the building, but I see a lot of stuff she doing on LinkedIn. I went to the Francisco Center, and I told my daughter, I said, I used to pick up from here and everything. You know, this is the first time I ever been in the inside. Right?
Wow.
But this time I'm going in because I'm trying to duck in the motor vehicle to get an ID. I'm used to sending people here. Now I'm here. So I'm over there. I'm looking at them feeding people, and I'm doing this, and I'm talking with security. And I said, you know what? I do a lot of work with people here. And it's the first time I've been in here.
Wow.
And then, you know, picking up donations, giving food back to the community.
Yeah.
And like you said, wow. Now, to Sean, myself, it was this guy, and I could not think of his name, that I suppose that met with him over at the Francisco building working with recovering addicts.
Yeah.
So I couldn't think of his name to ask for him. But now I'm on the food side. So some things you just can't open up your mouth about. So I went from Francisco, I went down to Janet Graham's program. And then from there, I went on down to talk with Michelle. Michelle do the food project. I remember when they tried to shut Michelle down. And I helped come for them with Michelle, Brandon Scott and them. Turned around to find out Michelle got the whole goddamn going school.
Wow.
And the first floor, as far as the cafeteria, they do culinary cooking out of there. They make dishes to send back out to people, health dishes, right? So I'm listening to the young boy saying that she has the whole building. Then he said this right here. She looking for the third floor to do the shelter. I said, here we go. So me and Michelle started talking, and I said, Michelle, you know that's what I do. But now, mind you, temporary, because Michelle called me for some clients that I had to refer to other people. But now, one of the things we was talking about, some of them can't afford no more than $500 a month. I already know that. It might be a mother with 3, 4, 5 kids. I already know all about that. The goal is with the temporary housing program is to get them under HUD housing. To get them in a place where it'll be based more around their income too. Not only that, they have other housing programs. Like I told Michelle, I said, now you and I got to talk, because number one, the Salvation Army has a housing program where they pay their rent up to like 6 months. But now, not only that, they walk you step by step into that price. But my thing is not to put them in anywhere no more than $500, $600 a month. Mainly of women with children. So you speak in you look, you right up my avenue. So now, this is what the LaTanya D. Copeland house about now. I'm going into my zone now. Because you speaking Steve Copeland language. I need somebody, like I told Michelle. I said, I'm sick and tired of the bull crap with people.
Yeah, I know, and I know Michelle know because I watched what she went through. And then they talking about getting the funding to do the youth program. I said that ain't gonna be no problem. Cause the thing is, when you know where it's at, it's just having a place to do it out of. And she got it right there. I said, Michelle, we gotta talk. I said, we gotta talk. I said, we gotta talk because see, my thing is walk me up on that third floor, let me see what, how it is and what's going on, and we'll take it from there. Because now they said shelter. The reason why I'm not crazy about a shelter, because they only, unless I find out they doing something different, it's only where you go in at night and then you got to be out during the day.
Yeah. Oh, day shelter.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, night. Yeah.
Right.
Where they're during the day, they're they out and you getting it clean and you doing what you got to do. Yeah, I know how that works.
And this is what else I was telling Michelle. Right. Shelters call me to see do I have space to temporary housing. So they transitioning from the shelter to a temporary housing program into a permanent place. I said that's what I'm all about. Right? So I'm better explaining to Michelle what the LaTanya D. Copeland House is all about. Now, if you want to do a shelter, that's fine. But then either way, they still have classes that they have to go to because the shelter is just like the transitional housing. It's a temporary process. I get case managers. I get DSS calling me and saying, Mr. Copeland, I have a client. Can you help this and that, this and that? I say, yeah, give him this number to Coco, blah, 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 stuff like that. Because I was telling Michelle, too, after that building, I said I had to start using outside resources as far as other temporary housing programs and stuff like that. But guess what? I only charge $500. Everybody else charge $600, $700, $800. I'm the cheapest one, but then y'all will sit back and say, oh, he charging these homeless people. He don't know they are independent people. See, I don't get government funding, but y'all, a lot of people don't like to listen. So anyway, I'm talking with her, and we all walking out.
You're providing the opportunity that they're not. They're talking, but you're providing them an opportunity at an affordable price. So what are they talking about? If you ain't doing nothing, then don't say nothing.
And I'm gonna tell you this, be honest with you, everything you just said out your mouth. You know, when I sent stuff over to AI told me, he said, you are doing the actual work that a lot of the politicians talk about doing, but their goal is, and the reason why I'm saying this, family, because that's the difference between politics and someone that's actually doing the footwork. And their thing is, Mr. Copeland, you have programs. You have programs for them.
Somebody who actually cares.
Right.
Is not putting on the front so that they can look good.
And
that's what God is showing me now.
And see, I love your words, because I love your words. The reason why I'm saying that, because that's what AI told me about me. And it told me this. If I ever decide to become a council member, you're not going to, during our sessions time, I can't perform the duties that I'm doing. But once we on that break, now I can get back into doing it. So it helped me to better understand how I can do what I do. But it helps me to understand too that it's the council members, and I could be wrong in a sense, but they are the ones that distribute the funding for the 501c3.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I've been researching when I say I've been researching like no tomorrow, because God has put something else on my mind. I started going around looking at the properties and a lot of these abandoned places, right? And I was sitting up here thinking like, okay, if you run into enough people in the neighborhood, right? And I ran into this one gentleman, right? And he was like, he would love to restore some of these buildings, but he's just himself. And they try to continually purchase his townhome, right? Developers and stuff like that, right? And And I was like, well, God put on my heart to think about getting a nonprofit to get these abandoned properties to allow people to invest in and make people invest. Like if you're in a family, I set standards and guidelines based off of the nonprofit, and that'll help create homeowners, and they learn how to build generational wealth and go on and do that, right? Because I'm like, God, it's so much around. And then you can also have opportunities to rehab these homes and just create, like you said, affordable housing, right? So I was just walking around looking at addresses, looking at how many places are side by side, right? Looking at the conditions that they're in, how they're blocked off, how they're set to be demolished in certain areas, right? I was just walking. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just got out my car and just started walking around and looking at all the available opportunities to be able to purchase things and connect with other people, looking for wholesale opportunities, so that then it'll start my boost and, get me started so I can do what I really want to do. Because the whole thing is just me having access and the opportunity to do it. Because it's out here, we just gotta grab it.
Yep.
And then I started looking into the different programs that are available to people to be able to purchase homes, right? Like I looked at one time to where they had a program for you to buy a house for like $1 and they invested to it, but you have to buy from them and you got to look at their guidelines and what they want to do for it, right? So you just have to pay attention, right, to what is going on and find the programs. And you have to have time. That's it. And I was like, Lord, I just need time.
See, people make you think when they say dollar house, you can purchase it for $1, but you got to show them you have the money to rehab it and revitalize it and stuff. That's what a lot of them won't tell you about. They make it sound real good.
That's why I was reading the guidelines, right?
Yep.
And I said, so it's out here.
Yep.
But what are most people able to afford? What do you do? What are
right?
Making it hard.
And see, keep in mind, and I'm gonna tell you this on a personal note, from the way you and I are coming, until we get to that point that we can start rehabbing and revitalizing blocks, that's where the millions gonna come in at.
I know, because I was sitting up there like, well, God, how can I, because this is how I'm talking. I'm just walking around and I'm talking to God about this situation, right? And so I'm like, God, I see the opportunity, I see the space, but Lord, I need the finances, I need the funding, I need the connections, I need the people that are willing to work together to be able to do these type of things, right? So it's just, I'm walking around and I'm just talking to God about everything that I see. And then seeing the people that need the help and that would, love the opportunities and stuff. We just have to make it available to them and work, make the program work with them and have the government assistance that will help them obtain their goals, right? So that there can be more programs besides HUD. There can be more programs besides Salvation Army. You work with create a program so that we can help ourselves, right? But we have to be willing to take the time and go through whatever we need, the certifications, and go through all the process to be able to create these programs in order to restore the communities.
Now, guess what? Everything you just sit there and said you and I talk about all the time.
Yeah.
Is what Michelle got that whole building.
Right group of people.
Yeah, that's why I told Michelle. I said we gotta talk. Cause look, this is where me and you at. So I'm like, I need a school. And I've been reading up on schools. So now, mind you, you got your gym there, you got everything there. Now, the food project, before Michelle was able to get that upper hand for the building and everything, right? She was just basically in the culinary area. Now she got the whole building. I said, oh, that's what I wanted to know. But now, you can put basically everything in there. I told Michelle, I said, look, and I was talking to this young man. I told Michelle, I said, I need my own studio broadcast. I need a room. Not just for the talk show, the teen talk show. I need a whole team. And here go a lady sitting there that does all that. I said, Michelle, we got to talk. But I realized, I know you on Teacup. I realized it was a reason and purpose for me to go down to that building. It wasn't by accident. And then my daughter, right? Me and my daughter, now mind you, my daughter telling her how she working on her daycare license and we're out there talking. And I mean, it's like, you know, everything you want to provide and make stuff easier for the community. And like I was telling my daughter when we was riding back home, I said it was common sense to help me to understand that with women with children, said Steve, you got to give them at least 18 to 24 months. Now, mind you, once we able to find a place where I know we can work with the people. My thing is getting back with Salvation Army, getting back with these programs that will help them pay their way until like they join these apprenticeship programs, because you got to get them into making money to be able to afford it. Then you know a woman that has at least 5 children, she can make $30 an hour. But if she taking care of 5 children by herself, 9 times out of 10, she's going to need food assistance.
Yes, Lord. 5 kids, yes. Expensive as things are nowadays.
Yeah.
I got one, and that's enough. She eats everything. Okay. So yeah, and when I had all 3 of my kids when they were still young, like making that type of money, it was you had to budget. You had to figure out, you had to go where and get packages and get stuff on sale and store it up and have a freezer so you could make sense of things, right? And if you didn't make sense of things, it was easy for you to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what we're gonna eat. Oh my gosh, I gotta pay this bill, but we still need some food. You know how easy it is to just go through that, And then people don't realize what daycare. Then you had to pay for daycare. Then you had to do this. So you had to work around the job to where your kids could get your, youngest for the day. People, man, it's a job. So that's why I know having those opportunities of daycare and having opportunities of decent housing for decent price, and just opportunity of having a vehicle to be able to go back and forth, because the bus comes at a certain time. You get off at this time.
Let me share this with you, Queen. Now, mind you, I drove tractor trailers, right? And my job, I had health insurance, all this type of stuff. So my family was on my stuff. And when I ended up moving away from my ex, everybody went on her insurance policy and everything. And life, I mean, when I say insurance, I'm talking about medical stuff. This is what a career-minded job does. You paying into the system, point blank, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna talk too long because I know you get ready to start. But look.
Oh, I'm gonna be a little bit late. I'm not even where I need to be.
When I hear people complain about certain things today, not being smart, they make it sound so hard and complicated. I'm like, it wasn't like that for us. And the only thing, to be honest with you, and I'm looking at it, because of the way I work, I paid most of the bills. The only thing my ex had to do was give me $600 towards the mortgage. But now, her money, I always love to joke and say her money was her money and my money was her money, right? And I love to joke and say that because no matter what, we balanced things out, didn't go hungry. My kids knew every Friday night I would get pizza or whatever. It was more like pizza night.
Yeah,
if they wanted, I would get pizza, but I would also, did I eat yet? Yeah, I ate. Look, I will also get buffalo wings too, right? But because that was the party night, and my kids will tell you that. Sundays, I'm cooking dinner. So the dinner from Sunday normally lasts up to Wednesday, because this is the way I was taught, right? And all after that, we get rid of them. But Thursday, Friday was more like you do what you got to do to feed yourself time, right? But now I'm just saying that, right, because the meals was all planned out. But now, keep in mind, when I hear people talk like that today, I'll be like, what in the freak is going on? But then it hits me, Faith, my children are grown now. They're not, so a lot of the money that used to be put out way, way back as they was coming up, it's not being put out like that. But when I hear people talk today, I'm like, what the freak is y'all doing with your money? Because guess what? You got your low to moderate income poor people. And I'm finding out, we talking about people making under $40,000 a year. You got people that's making, say, 80, 70, 60, just one individual, I'm saying. And then you in a marriage, so it's like doubled, right? 140. And look, listen to what I'm getting ready to say. They are your new poor people. I'm telling you, they starting to complain more about stuff in life now. But I realize what's happening. The prices of stuff is going up. So a lot of them, because I didn't understand it at first, Queen. And I'm like, oh, man, I got it. Your middle class, look. I'm trying to put it in one word, Faith. Your middle class is your new poor class. I said, what the freak?
Making $60,000 nowadays, especially if you have kids, and then you got, car payment, car insurance, especially up here in Maryland. Good God. But Maryland prices is crazy.
But look, Faith, I happened to realize that I was talking with somebody. Matter of fact, and I did my little research on it too. And it talks about, one, look at where the gas price is at. Then look where the food is up. Then this guy talking about cutting back on SNAP. So a lot of the people that really needs their help, the ones that's making more money got to come out. And then the health insurance too. The ones that's making more money got to come out their pocket with more tax money to pay into these things. And they starting to sound like they the new poor people. I'm like, you know what? And I don't even know if they realize it or not. That's why they be sitting up there talking about, yeah, because they living off my money. They this and that. No, if they working at McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, stuff like that, do you realize they paying taxes too? So that's what the system is there for. To help offset a lot of that. I'm like, I don't know what's people's problem. But I'm just looking at it because a lot of the stuff I don't struggle with. And when I look at my children, they are adults, so they creating their own stuff. I'm just sitting back watching them being responsible and productive with the ways their mother and I raised them. Yeah. And that's why I get so sick and tired of hearing people coming on here and you are the parent, but you complaining about your children. I don't complain about mine because I know how we raised them. So you are an example for your children. And to sit up there today, as I was going through the areas that I haven't been through in a long time, I went down to look at this warehouse that me and this man was talking about working together and doing some great work down there. Well, anyway, the whole building is gutted out. And I just went to see that they put any programs in there, like businesses. No. You can see straight through the top of the door to see nothing but light in it. So it's just a shell, right? So I was telling my daughter, I said the same guy, if he still owned it, if he didn't sell it, is the same guy that owned that spot over there off of Harford Road and North Avenue, that shopping center. Because we was all talking about working together to build some stuff together. I said, y'all never paid attention to Daddy, but Daddy was working with a lot of people around here to do stuff with. Yeah. But I started realizing people talk a real good freaking game and they not about it. And that's what I was trying to tell my nephew the other day. Listen as people talk. If they don't tell you what city they at, if they don't tell you what they doing in their community to slow a lot of this down, they aren't doing nothing. They're just talking. When I come out my mouth and say I'm from Baltimore City, I can only speak on Baltimore City. This is what we doing to slow this down in Baltimore City. This is what we doing to stop this in Baltimore City. And when I start mentioning names of nonprofit organizations and businesses, I can only talk about Baltimore City. Everybody want to go to Europe, then they want to go to Russia, then they want to go to Iran. And I'm like, bring it back down. We're in America. Y'all want to compare us to what Africa and them doing what Beijing doing and how they coming together. Well, we need to work together in America. Make America great again. Look, Faith. Make America great again. You know. So I'm like, yeah, they talk that good game about making America great again. But they taking all America money and they spending it towards this war. But they trying to tell you that this person is doing a great job with this and a great job with that. And I realize politics ain't about solutions. Keep lying to the people. That's all y'all doing.
It's about image.
Yeah, there you go.
Image.
Thank you for that word. Because you're right. You're right. It's because, see, I read up on all of that. It's a selfish and self-centered position.
And because if you can't see the work behind it, right? Or you can't see, what you've done, within these certain places or community, and you have enough testimonials from people, regular people, that can say that you've done these things to assist them in their community, how you help them, then it's just a whole bunch of pictures.
Right.
It's a whole bunch of talk. That's what I'm starting to recognize.
I'm telling people now, right, because I had to do it myself. I said, if you want to know anything about Steve Copeland, Google me. It's going to tell you, number one, even though I'm a community activist, I'm a civil rights advocate, I do this. It's going to tell you what I do. If you look it up and say, is Steve Copeland a politician in Baltimore City, it's going to tell you no. It's going to tell you he's a community activist. He does this. He does that. It's going to tell you everything. Right? That's why I be trying to tell people on TikTok. If you want to know about that name right there, Stephen Copeland Sr., Google it. From Baltimore City. Do AI. AI going to tell you.
Yeah.
It'll tell you when I started certain programs. It'll tell you the reason why I did this. It'll tell you. Right? So that way you can call me a liar because no matter what, well, AI is not real. It's fun because you don't look. I know what I do personally, hands on.
Yeah.
See, and I'm not asking people to worship me or praise me.
Baby.
I wish I could do a lot more than, what I go in my head about, but then I have to remind myself that faith works because that I'm not Jesus Christ. I'm starting to stutter. Because I got to go in my head and remind myself, Steve, you can't save everybody. You can't fix everybody. And then I want to know why.
Yeah.
Then, Steve, you're not Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
You give me faith. Okay.
Yeah.
And see, I know I can talk with you like this. But look, the goal is, and I know Queen, our whole goal is serving Christ.
Don't you know it?
And I'm gonna tell y'all now, faith is going through pure hell. And the reason why I say that, because I laugh at her, because I'll be like, I remember when I was there. I remember when I was there. She don't think I'm going to crack back up. I'm like, it's like I see myself, but I see her fight. I see, like with Big Steve, no matter what goes on with her, she keeps, she keeps her head up. Whoa. I'm so proud of my queen.
I have, and then I know when I need a rest.
Right.
I recognize those things. It's just like, and then you understand when the enemy coming against you, that the enemy is gonna come through every way possible, every resource that he has, right? And so it's just like, okay, I knew I was about it, and the enemy tried to.
Wait a minute, you going in? Come on.
Huh?
I just said, come on, you going in and out, but come on.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Probably because I just walked out and I walked, and I apologize. I had to move my car because this thing parking on the side of this road. But yeah, it's so much, Steve. Ain't even gonna lie to you. It's a lot sometimes.
I know. I know. Come on, keep talking.
But I just sit back and think every day, like, keep going, girl. Keep, you know what I'm saying? I say to myself, keep going. God got you. You're not here in this. God ain't gonna leave you here. He didn't put you here to leave you alone. You know?
Come closer with your mouth. Come closer.
Okay, I said, he didn't put you here. I had to sit back and think, he didn't put me here to leave me alone. Let me turn this off. Leave me alone. And I have to think those things, like, he didn't put me here to leave me alone. He didn't bring me here to allow me to be, you know, stagnant. And that's one thing that I refuse to be, is stagnant. And I'm going to continue to move forward within everything that God, you know, has set for me to do. And you have to recognize when you're going through stuff, is because you're going through a test at that time. And God is trying to see whether you trust in him.
Yep.
And once you trust in him, you're like, God, you brought me here. I know you ain't going to let me go without. God, I know, you know, it's just.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to end
I have
this.
a spirit of love, power, and sound mind. So you have to speak those words sometimes just to keep going.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Wait a minute, Faith. Faith,
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting ready to end this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going through this tonight.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Elder Amo was up here.
Mm-hmm.
C-Trey was up here. C-Trey was up here.
I'm about to get on.
No, hold up. No. They came on yesterday. I was looking for you.
Oh, you were?
And I went there.
I popped up there a couple of times.
I went to end this at 8 o'clock. We didn't get off till almost 9:30. I said, I'm sick and tired of y'all. It was wonderful. And because I know where they come from. And I was looking for you, right?
Yeah.
I know you busy.
Your girl was working on herself, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I got to get myself back in order. And I was like, that's my happy space, right?
Right.
So that's how you know I'm getting back to myself. Because I'm going to the gym. I'm working on myself. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when I was going through, I stopped working out for about a month. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But it was because I was going through so much. I couldn't focus on what I liked and what I wanted at that time. But yeah, that's when I took off. Guess where your girl was at?
In the gym.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. Okay, because that's what makes me happy. I'm working on myself. I'm being healthy. I'm keeping this temple good. I'm building this temple so that, you know what I'm saying, I'm right. Because Rachel don't give up.
But
she
you know,
herself prepared for whoever God has for her. Okay?
But you know what you said.
What?
Remember I told you that God had me becoming one with nature. What did you just say? As far as before we got here we already know you exercising, you doing this and doing that. And remember what I said, he got me out here and it's like I'm walking and I'm seeing certain things that I really used to didn't pay attention to. And I heard you said earlier, it's like becoming one with nature. Did you realize you said that? Yeah, you did. And I'm like, look. Yeah. The same road journey, and I'm listening because once again, Queen, he has his way of shutting us down and just making it one-on-one with just him and us. You know, that individual. Excuse me, because I'm drinking my Diet Pepsi too. So when you don't remember saying it, you like basically natural nature, and I'm like, if that didn't sound like me when I was talking about how I'm walking here and I'm doing this and I'm doing that with the exercising and stuff like that, and then becoming one with nature. And you said it. You ain't even realize you said it. I'm like, if she once again, it's like we traveling the same path. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And that's why I love messing with you, because you helps me to see that no matter what we go through, stay true, stay faithful, stay focused. You know, and it's all about him. But yeah, I really don't want to make this too long because I'm gonna make my little clip.
I'm about to get off because I gotta go. But...
Right.
I'll catch you later, okay?
Right. That's what that. Hey, look, that's what I'm looking at too. Cause get off of here so you can start yours.
All right.
All right.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. Love you, Queen.
All right, love you too. Bye.
All right, OG. I'm gonna get ready to drop this, bro. I don't want to drag it on too long because I'm waiting for her to. She does the Bible conversation stuff, so I like going over to her platform and just get fed spiritually as well. So I'm gonna get ready to drop this, OG, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna put another topic up for us for tomorrow, and all right. OG.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and end this, bro. Let's talk tomorrow. God's will.
Okay, I got you.
All right, bro. Love you.
Love you too.
All righty. I did not want to go too far past my 6 to 8. Right. So I know people not gonna take a lot of time out of Baltimore City to watch like the whole video. Okay. Baltimore City is my home. As a recovering addict, as an ordained deacon, I can say minister for Christ. Do not expect for me to be perfect. Don't you ever look at me like that. Because my job is not for y'all. My goal is to please him, not man. Some of the things I do in life, people not gonna like. You get me? But the reason why I'm saying that, because the best way I measure my life, I'm not the person I used to be. Okay? So when I look back at, with the drugs, with the alcohol, with the sleeping around with a lot of the women and all that type of stuff, with the food addiction, with all of that, when I look at my life and I realize I'm not, I'm going to say,
Extraordinary.
a slave to addiction, how I used to be, because that cycle is broken with me. I can't talk about nobody else. I can only talk about Steve. That's what the 12-step spiritual program taught me. That's what Bible taught me. How to go in. And I'm going to tell y'all because I'm getting ready to break it down because I did not understand it. I didn't know the acronyms, and I think I'm saying it right. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what the Bible part. Now I'm going to AI that and see does it say anything towards that, because you know how people just break stuff down. But I love it because to me, this is how I live by some morals, values, principles. I'm talking about good quality of life, the righteous way of life, or y'all like to say righteous, but the right way. It's only two ways to live life, or you're straddling the fence. You either going to pick between good and evil. Pick one. Either you're going to do the right things to the best of your human abilities. It's not to say from time to time you might not, wing to this side, but the goal is get back over here. See, y'all want to make people think it's about not, it's been about being I hate when I stutter. But it's about it's not about, being perfect. I remember trying to be there. Almost lost my mind. So I strive just for the day to be the best person I possibly could be. But it's when it comes to serving Christ, not y'all. Long as I know that I'm being faithful in my heart and my spirit when it comes to, if I say the Father, if I say the Son, the Holy Spirit, because that's my conscience. I'm trying to keep it simple for y'all. I ain't trying to make it complicated. But those that understand me know where I'm coming from. Those that likes to make life complicated for yourself, don't put me in your category. I ain't trying to be there. But I know for a fact, as long as I'm in this body, as long as I'm in this flesh, I will never be perfect. But I can tell you to this day, and I want a lot of y'all to get jealous, a lot of the stuff I used to do, falling short to this, I just don't do today. You know, I realize only because I'm older now. I'm going to keep it real simple and plain for you. You can go to theology class. You can go to seminar classes. You can learn the Bible in and out, upside down, and all that. Are you practicing what you're actually studying? Huh? Have you learned because of your theology teaching, your doctrine? Have you learned to gain a personal relationship with the Son? And then to understand that he gave his life so that we can live in grace. Well, matter of fact, him giving his life was the grace for us not rightfully getting what we deserve. We living in mercy. When y'all feed people scripture, make sure you feed them right. Stop trying to sit up here and use Bible to condemn people. It's a right way to live according to the word of God. And it's the wrong way of living. And it's only considered as being disobedient. Because the thing is, when you know the truth about the word, right? Morals, value, principles, stuff our parents taught us. But when you know the truth and you go against it, you just disobeyed the Father. You disobeyed your parent. I'm trying my best to just keep it real simple because I didn't understand that. If I tell my children to do something that I think that's helpful for them and beneficial for them, and they don't do it, and they suffer the consequences of not, taking the suggestion, they're going to be the one that come back and say, you know what, Dad, you was right. I don't sit back and tell them, I know, I told you. No. Because I understand sometimes we got to experience what we got to experience to better understand what that person is saying. Now, I want to say this because I don't want to make no pastors, no elders, no ministers. If you the type of person that does this right here, and the Lord said, huh, and I'm going to tell y'all, be honest with y'all. I was trying to do the research to see that Jesus talked to the people like that. I don't know where that come from. I'm not even trying to figure you out. Well, see, the Lord, you hear my words. They're so plain. They're so simple. Number one, I am perfectly made by the Creator. I'm the one that made the decision to become disobedient. Okay? So when I go into the Bible, I read their stories. I study their stories. Oh, did I say that? I read their stories. I study their stories. It's his story. Stop making people feel complicated. It's his story that we're reading about and we're studying. His story. So when I read his story, I'm looking for ways and means if I can relate to his story to better my life. So now I'm not just focusing on his story. I'm telling you about his in your face story. Play them games with somebody else. That's why I talk about organized religion, and politics is the same. Because we know as human beings, you are using Bible, you are using scripture to enslave and oppress your own brothers and sisters. Now, my thing is, I don't know how your conscience is. I don't know how you can do it and be all right with it. Because my conscience will eat me up. And I'm talking about Steve Copeland, Sr. So you play that junk with somebody else. And I'm not trying to be smart because I know some people use it. Come on now. I'm not knocking you. If that's what you, if you are a deceitful, no good, rotten person, that's you. I just choose not to be like that. And can y'all please, I was born and raised in Baltimore City. Stop making people think that I'm out here robbing and stealing and taking from our people. That's not my job. So I know people badmouth me just because of the way I carry it. I know y'all find a reason to be like, there you go again. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with Steve. He's speaking the truth. But he's speaking his truth about his life and how certain things, I just don't participate in like I used to. God dang, let's keep it simple, family. Michelle, I enjoyed you today, Queen. And I'm glad to hear that, and I'm talking about Michelle at the Food Project. She has that whole school and everything. Do y'all know how good that felt to hear that? Where she has a greater opportunity to build back up in that community with a lot of programs. It's just bringing the right people in your life that wants the same things for the community as she does. I'm watching people coming in to get Pampers, milk, and I'm kidding and joking with the young lady. I said about adult Pampers, right? Adult Pampers. I said, I'm glad I ain't at that point yet that my daughter's son can ride me around. And, like I used to push them around in the baby strollers and stuff. They can push daddy around and take daddy to whatever appointments he need to go to, but they ain't got to change daddy pamper yet. Catch what I'm saying? Because that's where I'm at on this side. Thank God. 64 years old. And I pray no time soon I want to be 100 and something. And if I got to wear a pamper, I want to be able to change it and do stuff, continue. Like washing myself and taking care of myself and all that type of stuff. Being independent, you get me? But I understand there's going to come a time, if it's God's will for me to live long enough, that I'm going to need that special care, health-wise. I love y'all, Baltimore City. I'm trying to stick to my regular schedule from 6. I done went past it. That's why I'm looking up at the clock. From 6 to 8. A part of me wants to end my live. I come on at 6 and I want to end it at 6:45. I don't want to make them real long. But I'm going to tell y'all now, I just switched over to StreamYard. Every platform that I had when I was with Restream, I have it over here. It just the smooth transitioning. The difference with that I love, wherever you on Twitch, wherever you on Facebook, rather, and I was trying to embed my third Facebook page in there, right? But rather you on Twitch, rather you on Twitter, TikTok is over here. I didn't put TikTok in, but rather you on Twitter, rather you on Twitch, rather you on YouTube. If you listening to me and you watching me and you want to respond or make a comment, I can read them now. I should be able to see it. You get me? Because I do not want nobody to feel like I'm just trying to talk everything out myself. We have topics over here. I might talk about rape. I might talk about molestation. I might talk about abusive marriages, rather it's mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. Okay? I'm going to cut this because Faith just called my phone and told me to answer the phone. So I love y'all. Wait a minute first, Faith. Wait a minute.
Huh?
Wait a minute. I love y'all in Baltimore City. I'm going to go ahead and end this. Love y'all. Prayfully see y'all tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Yeah, I was just finishing up on my